How's it going? What is up? It is me, Twister Windstalker, on this beautiful, glorious Friday afternoon. And the clouds are in the sky, so it got a little bit dark. The mail lady is here to do the deliverance of the mail. Ha 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 ha. Which I probably don't have any, but that's a good thing, because no mail is good mail. Except for email. In which, depending on what it is, can get you in trouble, right? Right. But, I'm here. I don't know what that dead smell is. It just came by really good. Just like, ew. That's disgusting. And I'm not sure where that came from. But, oh my goodness. Woo! I'm getting the heck away from that. Ooh. Holy cow, man. Is it on my shoe? I mean, I haven't smelled that in a while. That's some good stuff right there. That's like roadkill and a half or something. Maybe it's like 6 roadkill. Ugh. Oh man, whew. That was enough to put hair on your chest. Oh man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a game coming out this Tuesday called Recore, which reminds me of a Super NES game called Secrets of Evermore, where alchemy is your friend. Because in this game you have to get ingredients and X amount of what, and some of this equals like a fire spell or whatever. It's alchemy. And this is what this game reminds me of, because you have a dog companion that changes per location, and there's like 4 locations in the game where it starts off as this great beast, and at one point it becomes a poodle. A poodle? Really? You're making this dog that's just like a nice dog in the beginning of the game when it was in its regular form. A poodle? Really? And, you're a boy and a dog, and you run around, and the boy starts out with like a bone to beat up enemies with, and then eventually gets, lasers and all this, and the dog attacks. This is what this reminds me of. So for this in Recore, you're a female lead character with these cores that you pick up that you can activate dogs, golems, blah, 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 and you can find schematics to improve upon these, I don't even know what they called. Companions, I just call them companions. And you have a blaster and you shoot things, and it's like a first-person shooter with, companions that, help you fight. And of course, they don't apparently be any alchemy in this. I only threw in the alchemy because of the laser blaster, but it's whatever. And so I'm looking forward to that game. It's coming out Tuesday. Can't wait, because it's like, alright, cool. I like alchemy. But of course, you're a laser blaster. You're trying to find out what happened to the rest of humanity after you, been in cryostasis for, I don't even know if they actually say how long you've been in cryostasis, but you've been in cryostasis a while. Humanity has failed to do whatever it is that it is supposed to have done. So it's like, awesome. And so there's that. And it's only a $40 game, which is what, like $45 with tax and everything. So that's awesome. And then you got the whole Final Fantasy 15 coming out, which was supposed to have come out this month, but they pushed it back for tweaks, graphics enhancements, or whatever. And you got a choice of $60 or the $80 version, which of course the $80 version comes with the season pass. And if you pre-order early enough, you get some add-ons. I played one of the demos. Of course, I think some people got different demos than I did, because the demo I got, you basically start out in a car, you drive to this location, you break out camp, you leave camp, and you run around killing stuff. Now, have you seen my Star Ocean footage? That you have control over one character, and the rest of your party is auto, which has been the current status of Final Fantasy for a while, and it's like, whatever. And you basically run around, and, you know, they slash and hack and all that. And it's like, oh, okay, fine. But I am excited about that because I've been itching for a new Final Fantasy. I hope this Final Fantasy brings back the greatness of the Final Fantasy since the failure that it has been in recent years. Because, I mean, everybody gives Final Fantasy X and X-2 a hard time, but I really, you know, and those games were average, and then you come out with Final Fantasy 12 and 13, and I'm sitting here going, I mean, I played and I beat them, and they were average games. I was like, oh, I mean, the epicness of the story, like Final Fantasy 9 and Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 8 and all of the Final Fantasies before that, I didn't feel like, after 9, I didn't feel like the Final Fantasies really had epicness. I mean, sure, Final Fantasy X tried. Well, let me go back a second. I said, you know, I have to go back and say, okay, I like Final Fantasy 9. I like Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 8, which I did play, I did beat because I've beaten almost all the Final Fantasy except for the online stuff, because that whole playing Final Fantasy online is kind of weird to me, because since the 80s when I was introduced to Final Fantasy on the NES, Final Fantasy, and of course I know there was a lack of internet and you really couldn't have done that, but Final Fantasy has always been, just like Star Ocean, a single player game in which you play by yourself. There was no need to throw in, you know, being social with it. I mean, sure, it worked with World of Warcraft and a whole bunch of those other games. And I never got into WoW. I never got into League of Legends and all this. And I can see how the social interactions of that is awesome. And playing with and against people adds a new level of excitement. Boy, there's that smell again. It went away and now it's back, of the whole thing. And, you know, it's like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I can see how it adds, but Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, to me, have always been, you know, play by yourself. No need for friends. Even though Phantasy Star Online, when I played that on the Dreamcast, was kind of awesome playing with people, because the bosses and everything was really crazy and everything. I mean, there are certain places and certain franchises that works, you know, really well for. And maybe I'm just old school with the whole Final Fantasy thing, because, you know, that's, you know, one of my, besides Dragon Quest, that's my whole, you know, thing. I mean, Battlefield 1, I want to get Battlefield 1. I want to get Final Fantasy 15. And I know that the single player campaign mode, if they have one, which if they don't do like Destiny and some other games where they claim to have it but don't really have it because it's just, you know, online only, you know, that's fine with me. I mean, Battlefield, I like first person shooters. I'm not as good at them as I used to be, but I still like them. I like everything I have seen so far about Battlefield 1. And, you know, the whole online thing, I have never done Call of Duty online. I mean, but I'm slowly getting where I'm starting to like it, because, you know, before, you know, my social reactions with people is having a friend come over, grab the second controller and play. And now I've been playing these games where you can, you know, and you get on there and you play with multiple people online, like racing games and everything, you know, and that's like awesome. You know, I can see that having beneficial benefits, and I like that. But RPGs, it's like, even FPSs, you know, that are outside of like Battlefield and maybe even Call of Duty. I've never really tried it because for some reason FPS has always been a single player thing of its own. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to God of War coming out next year. And I'm even looking forward to the new Resident Evil game that I played the demo to. And all that. It's like, okay, I like it. I mean, I'm waiting, been waiting, because I didn't like Resident Evil 6. And it's like, because Resident Evil 6 just, I don't know, Resident Evil 6 was just so broken to me personally. I mean, some people liked it. I didn't. So there's so many games that I want to play. I mean, I wouldn't mind playing Mafia. I mean, I'm limited to cash, on cash. I can't buy every single game that comes out, and I may eventually, later on down the road, get Mafia. I'm currently enjoying Hitman. I haven't really tried much of the online stuff. I've tried some of the exclusive targets. I can't wait till this month or next month when they release it on disc, so that people that were like, oh man, I don't want to, wait each month to get it. I want to have it all there in front of me so I can do it in one sitting if I want to. Which, if you can do it in one sitting, congratulations, because I've played Hitman, and some of the levels are so ginormous and so overwhelming at first glance that it's like, really? Okay. I mean, I want to say that I did every missions without fail and got, 2-3 targets, just like that. Yeah. But I can't, because that's a lie, and I ain't going to lie to you. Because some of those were insane. Especially the mission where you start off up top and you have to take out a target, and then you have to take out another target. It's like, okay, fine, I can handle the 2 targets, yeah. And then you have to find this secret laboratory where the 3rd target lies. And it's like, oh, okay. And to get into this secret laboratory, you have to take out one of the 2 targets. And it's like, so that was an interesting twist. I like it. I like it a lot. I really do. I can't lie. And I know I haven't been making videos on Fridays, and I'm sorry about that. I've just been extremely lazy for some reason here lately. And, yeah, it's just basically laziness on my part. I mean, between doing the Monday video, the Friday video on here, and then the Wednesday video with Crazy Hot Wheels at Pandora's Crazy 4, I was like, wow, when do I have time to play video games of my own and stuff? Oh, I can do it on, put it, video game content out Mondays and Fridays, and use either the PlayStation's YouTube upload or use Twitch to Twitch the stuff, and then, Twitch. And I almost was thinking Twitter for some reason. My brain is just, and then once you get it onto Twitch, you put it onto YouTube. It's like, oh. Yeah, shut up. Talking to the geese, by the way. So yeah, there's that. And it's like, oh, okay. And it's like, the pond upon us is upon us. Ha ha ha. I mean, I know I jumped around there because I was on a rant about Final Fantasy. And then, oh, I can't wait for Dragon Quest to come out, because I think that's a 3DS game coming out soon. Oh man, I can't wait for that 3DS game. I like Dragon Quest. I still need to figure out how to do, a thing of Dragon Quest for my friends, because they're like, oh, do a Dragon Quest. Like, you know how hard it is? Well, it ain't really that. I mean, I can, have it where I set it where it records directly to a laptop and then edit and then blah, blah, blah. Of course, I don't have that feature as of right now because I never bought it. And then you have the whole thing like I do where you record it on DVD and then, and it's like, ugh. Oh, dang, I didn't bring my keys. Because I was going to check the mail. But yeah, I'm excited about the games coming out, especially Battlefield. It looks like it's going to be epic. I can't wait because, it's going to take place during World War I, which you know, all the other games. I'm sure there is games that took place during WW1, but most of the games I played, like Call of Duty and Medal of Honor, basically took place during World War II. And it's like, oh, cool, you know, I'm all for that. So it's kind of a nice little treat to actually be going back to World War I and using bayonets, which I actually like that idea. I just hope I hope it isn't a disappointment like Star Wars Battlefield, because I got Star Wars Battlefield opening day, because I had a choice. I got Tomb Raider instead of whatever the other game was that came out that day, and then Battlefield other than the other game that came out that day, because I'm limited on cash, like I said. And Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, was epic. I love that game. That is one of my favorite Tomb Raider games. I mean, I like the original reboot, because that was epic. And I was excited, you know. I mean, it didn't bother me that they changed Lara Croft, made her younger, and deduced her boobage. I didn't care about that. Because, you know, it isn't... I mean, sure, I grew up and played the original on PlayStation, and, you know, she had those ginormous... I don't even know what they were supposed to be, like, what, double Ds, quadruple Ds, maybe E's, boobs, and run around with twin guns and shoot shit. I like that. I mean, what guy didn't at the time? And then, you know, they rearranged it. She still was hot. Her boobs were smaller, maybe like C's, maybe small D's. And, you know, it fit. I mean, you know, I usually go with the assumption of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But in that case, I say it was pretty good. So yeah, you know, I mean, and then Battlefield came out, you know, and it's like supposed to be this epic Star Wars game where you can run around and, you know. And, you know, I sort of knew what I was getting into when I bought it, was getting it. But, oh my God. After playing that for like maybe a month, I was like, nah. And then you have the season pass. That was like another $50, $60 when it came out. It's like, really? You want me to, for exclusive content, when most, you know, games, you know, are like $20, $40. You want me to shell out almost another full game to be able to get everything exclusives, maps and all this. No, thank you. Couldn't do it. Never bought the exclusive content. I mean, it may be cheaper now because, you know, being an Xbox Live member for like, what has it been, 5, 6, 7 years now? I mean, it was been longer, but due to the fact that at my parents' house, there was internet and then wasn't internet, and I'd lose. And now I'm basically been it for the longest of the while now. I was like, and the whole thing that the PlayStation is doing with the whole PlayStation stuff, it's like, nah, I think I'm going to actually cancel it, and if I can't never get it back, I mean, so it allows you to play online. Does it also allow you to, you know, affect the way you buy games? Because, I mean, because I went for the yearly subscription on Xbox, PlayStation. And then the next thing I know, I'm doing monthly, $10 a month, which now has gone up. And it's like, wait, I wanted the yearly. I clicked yearly on that. I didn't get yearly. I got monthly. It's like, how does that happen? Why does that happen? Why in their right mind makes PlayStation so broken that actually happens? I mean, sure, PlayStation's got games that I want to play, like God of War, because I'm, you know, jonesing for a new God of War, especially after the ending, the epic ending to God of War 3. And now we have this, where PlayStation is doing what it is. It's like, yeah, I'm kind of glad I waited as long as I did to get a PlayStation. But anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave comments down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.